guys. Welcome back to the channel. Let's see here. Excuse me. What is the name of what? Somebody said, what is the name of that? What is the name of what? I'm not playing a song. I'm just improvising. I'm just playing my own music. Yeah, so I'm working on some new music. So I kind of come in here and just play some stuff. That girl you strangled back in 05. Oh my gosh, Vinny. How do you know about that, Vinny? Vinny, how do you know? Just kidding. Shout out to Vinny for a decent joke. Lorenzo, I'm not playing a specific song. I was playing with a chord progression, so this is an F sharp. So F sharp. And then we're going to go to a D sharp minor, right? To a B. Oh, that's the wrong note. And then let's go to this one right here. Okay, it'll be like this. Maybe something like that. I love myself, true more. I want my money. Let's see, what brand keyboard? Oh, thank you. This is a, what's it called? Acklot. I got it on sale. It's actually not a real piano. It's actually digital, but the goal of it is to sound good. So I try to play like, stuff right there. Oh, thank you. Yes, it does have weighted keys. Something like that. Do you ever get complaints? No. No one ever really. Play the coffee meme song. Damn. Damn, what music? Play Chariots of Fire. Yeah, I can't really play song requests, guys. Trying to get better. I know the Jaws theme song. There you go. Maybe something like. Maybe something like that. Crisis. Yeah, I wrote that. So I can't really play a lot of other people's music. I try to, but I just try to make up new stuff. My music's not for everybody, but it's creative and original, so they tell me. I really like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, like. So you can take that and go in F sharp, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is. So. something like that. I wear the same clothes every day. Maybe. I have 5 of these shirts and 4 of these pairs. So, yeah. I usually wear what's comfortable, brother. Look, I have clothes in my closet. Supposedly I have PTSD, so they say. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. I did have a few concussions when I was playing rugby. You say I wear the same clothes every day? I got a wardrobe, dude. I got a closet. I'm stuck on the toilet. Help! Have you? That's some serious crap. Let me mail you some real threads, brother. Yeah, I just get the same clothes and try to wear the same thing that's comfortable. Yeah. It actually, for me, it takes too much brain power to think about what I'm going to wear. Because if I actually try to dress up, I want to color coordinate and match everything and have everything look a certain way. So I either look like doo-doo or I look really nice. I just don't care. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Is that right or bad? Yes, yeah, well, I got this because the guy at the gym, I go to a gym and I lift weights. He gave them to me for free. So I got free clothes. So I was like, all right, I'll wear them. He says I look good in a tank top when I train. And he's like, wear this. So he gave me some free clothes. So I was like, okay. For the ladies, well, I gotta look somewhat strong. Sometimes the ladies say I look good. Sometimes the men say I look good. That's okay. Cut off BD, yeah, shell, yeah. These are type 3, yeah. I actually was in the service for 10 years. So for these, they're the most comfortable trousers I've ever had. My Navy type 3s, because like, they don't go bad. You can wear them like every day. You hardly ever have to wash them. They never stink. They have pockets. They're light and they're big in like this area because I have pretty big legs. Most of my weight's in my legs and back, so it's just comfortable. See, and are your type 3s not the most comfortable trousers you've ever had? My cousin's in the Space Force. Nothing wrong with that. Look, guys, look. Comparison is the thief of joy. No one branch is better than the other. They're all on the same team. Okay, they're all on the same team. Would you guys like to hear us sing I'm Working At? He's really an alien, not sexy. Maybe I'm an illegal alien. I saw a post recently and it said, I don't know if I should say it. Hopefully people, but it was like, they should take all the illegal immigrants in the United States and have them hunt all the child predators. And if they get 5 predators, then they get their citizenship, and the bill and the what do you call it? The program will be called Aliens versus Predators. I thought that was so funny. I was like, who said that? Yeah, aliens versus predators, exactly. I wish I could, brother. I'm limited on the piano. Aziz, Jimmy White, Shell, Matera, football. Yeah, I'm not really as good at playing songs. I just come on here to play a little noise, try to create original stuff. For what it's worth, some people like it. It's not for everybody. Here's what I'm working on. Maybe something like that. Sean the Sheep. He said, I'm from Canada, but I live in Miami. That's cool. I just saw Sean the Sheep recently. Sean the Sheep was with my nephew. Sounds awesome. Don, thank you. Thank you, Don. I appreciate you. For some reason, people think I drink when I'm on this channel. I don't. Sports coffee. So, yeah, it's just some original music. Sounds awesome, thank you. So here is an F sharp. So F sharp. How's that sound? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, just trying to play some original music, man. What's for breakfast this morning? For me, probably some chicken sausage and eggs. Eggs and chicken sausage. Let's see. So I like this. Let's see. I like this too. I play that isn't original song? I've got bits and pieces of stuff. Like there's a 156. I can play the Jaws theme song. Hey, what was that? That's a minor third. Experienced by Ludwiko Edweden, please. I don't even know what song that is. So many people ask me for songs, and I don't even know what half these songs are. I'm not someone who can just hear a melody and play it. I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. I just try to find patterns in math and make original music. A couple things I do know. I know this little bit from John Legend. Maybe something like that. I don't even know the song Rushy. If I play it, I'll try to. I think the original is something like F. And he goes up to here, which is like a. And I'll take that, and then I'll just try to make my own version of it because I can't help myself. I don't know what my best piano piece is. You're so good. I don't think I'm that good, brother. Good morning, Jake Brown. I do, the only thing I ever really learned was this. And from that, I wrote this. Maybe something like that. On and off. Hi, Lily's Adventure. Oh, well, that's cool. Actually, there is this. I tried to learn canon pacabello. Guys, I can't stress, it's really hard for me to learn songs. When I get on piano, if I see a pattern like this, like, I'll spend all day just playing that one pattern. I play patterns more than songs, so I need to learn more songs, right? I'm a gem in a sea of YouTube live garbage. Shine bright like a diamond. That would be nice. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you. Well, that's a very nice compliment. I appreciate you. Try not to think when I play. My brain just won't stop. Piano's the only thing I can do where my brain stops, because my brain's always like ADHD and OCD, it's like fire. So when I play piano, I try not to think. There's something. Have a good one. Thank you. Can you show me us the piano? It's an acoustic, am I right? Can you play? I wish I could. I need to learn for at least. Like I said, guys, for some reason, nobody believes me. I can't really play a lot of songs. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but, you know, very few melodies I can play. I'll take chord patterns and I try to use patterns. Piano is really gay for a dude. Okay, thank you, Running Man. Daniel Lott. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, so it's not an acoustic. It's actually a digital right here. It's an acklot. All right? Mm-hmm. It's actually a digital piano. It's a digital. It's got speakers down there. Mm-hmm. Let's see. There you go. Oh, Casper, welcome back. Snooze, what's up, brother? Skeletor. This one is, I think, an 88. Let's see. I can't remember. '88. So. Maybe something like that. You are amazing, Dad. Who is that? Nice. Skeletor. I'd have to see your name. Skeletor. I have to know your name, brother. Who's Skeletor? I'd have to know your last name. Harris. I know, the older you get, the weirder your brain is. Harris. Man, if I never forget a face. CM2. CM. Were you at the boat shop? Were you in the boat shop, CM2? If I saw you, I know I'd remember. I'm not the best of names, but I never forget a face. I see a face, I never forget it. You know what I mean? I do remember a Harris a little bit. Oh, I think so. I actually think I might remember. Yep. Oh, trust me, I get it. Check it out. I think you were with these guys right here. I mean, that spot right there. Let's see. Troop 3, 22. Yeah, those are some of the coolest guys I ever served with. I mean, those guys, man, I was a combat service support with them in LS. But I got to train and that's crazy. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I never thought I'd see people on here like from 22 or Yokosuka or any of that. It's crazy. It's funny how that works in the world. But yeah, I'm in here playing some jam. Yeah, it was a good time, man. I learned a lot there, man. Just like how to stay in shape, how to lift weights, you know. It was really good for me at the time in my life. Here's a 1564. What are you doing now, brother? Oh, the color of the boathouse has changed. Oh. So, here's one I haven't played on stream. So this is in the key of G. Sometimes I use this. This is a little chord tracker. This helps me kind of like learn basic chord patterns. So G is like 1, 6, 4, 5. 1, 6, 4, 5. 1. So 1, 6, 4, 5. That's what Ed Sheeran used in Perfect. So let's make your own version of it. Oh, there you go. So cell chord, that's cool. Yeah, my memory is not nearly as good, but I try to remember my piano little chords. So we're at 24 views, 47 minutes, 32 likes. My record is 54 thumbs ups, and we are, I think, 15% away from being monetized. So, oh, Muse, thank you. Thank you. So that's in the key of G, but if I flip this is a little cheat sheet here. What's interesting is if I go here, now I can go to B flat, which is this. Let's try to do that same thing. So 1, 6, let's see. So B flat would be 1. So B would be 1. Then E flat. So that would be the same progression of Ed Sheeran, but it would be in B flat. So again, 1, 6, 4. So 1, so 1, dun, dun, dun. So 1, 6, 4. So then technically you can make your own song from that same chord progression in a different key. So I think that B flat sounds kind of cool. So let's go. Let's change it up to a. Hopefully they're good-looking people. That's what's cool. And then also if you wanted to look at something like a D. I like that. That's running down the down of the D scale. something like that. So who knows? No. You're very good at piano. Thank you. I feel like something in my ear is bleeding. Anyways, thank you for the compliment. The heart asks pleasure first. Yeah. This is a descending D chord. So if you just play a D right here and darken it. Now let's take the same thing but do it on the right hand. That's Ozzy Osbourne's Mama, I'm Coming Home. Mama, I'm coming home. So I would take that and maybe go, just because I can't help myself, I love to mix things up. I kind of lost it there. Interstellar. Don't know Interstellar, although I'm thinking about trying to learn it because everyone always asks. Play for big guys. I'm getting more scared and nervous and more exciting. Time passes right now. Yeah, well, I have to pee. So I have to pee real quick. I'm sure y'all might hear me pee. There we go. There we go. I don't know the song for Big Guys. I don't know that song. In the key of D. I actually do know what the key of D is. I don't know a lot of music, but I do know what the key of D is. What chords are they? Nah, that's not what I'm gonna do. If you tell me to listen to it and then play it, that's not how my brain works. Sorry, guys. I will try to listen to it maybe later. But if it's in the key of D, I know one thing like this. Maybe something like that. For Elise. The only part I know about that is. That's about all I remember. A lot of those songs I can't hear in my head, guys. Chopin. I need to learn more Chopin. I like just. I don't know. I'll probably stick to my simple stuff like. Thanks, Toast Truckin'. Moonlight Sonata, can't play Moonlight Sonata. Stairway to Heaven, can't play that. Yeah, guys, like I said, if you read the post, this is music therapy. So it's really more therapy for me than you guys. I get up, I try to play piano, and I just play patterns. I actually do like Zelda music. I'll play this. This is just a little original I'm working. Something like that. Yeah, I try to mimic some of the classical sounds, but guys, I'm not classically trained. I didn't go to piano school. I'm just a guy who picked up a keyboard when I was homeless back in the day and tried to find patterns and repeat patterns. That's all I do. If it ain't Baroque, hey, I get the Baroque period. I'll tell you what I am learning. I like Johann Sebastian Bach. Doing a little bit of research. Are you gangster? I don't know. Am I gay? I don't know. Everybody thinks I'm gay. I don't know. I promise you I'm not gay. I promise you that. My body count's probably or definitely older than your age, put it that way. Not proud of that, by the way. Not a gangster. Nope. Just a good man trying to stay sane in a chaotic world. Just a good man trying to stay sane in a chaotic world, tumbling further and further away from the divine intervention of God, articulate in my thoughts, trying to control my emotions to make sure I can mentally stay stable to face the world as I see people degrade, lose respect for each other, and constantly search materialistic peace is the ultimate answer. That's what I am. I have lost it. Maybe I never had it. Maybe I never had it. He was inspired by the chat. Turn it up, Freebird. Can't play that. Somebody said in the chat, I finally lost it. Guys, I don't think I ever had it. What is it to lose something that you never had? No, I'm joking. So, I think now's a good time to go. I never had it. So I didn't have anything to lose. I just, I like to play the piano. I like to do what I do. If you guys could, now I will say this because somebody asked me on my last stream, if you want to donate to my channel, you can do so. There is a Venmo link at the top of my profile with my links. You do not have to. You said I play that damn thing too. You do. Ha. Well, lots of people do different things. That's why there's menus at restaurants. I like to lift weights. I like to kick bags. I like to play piano, study music theory, and I like to drink coffee. So, I am not gay for those who ask. I actually just got out of a divorce this year. Can I be your vibrator? Oh, that's so funny. I actually like a good joke. I actually like a good joke. I actually like a good joke. Time to get some water real quick. And maybe one more coffee. Because the older I get, the more that I see, I think we're all slightly insane. I think we are all slowly going crazy the older I get. And try and just hold it together. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. Born into an insane world. Yep. It's definitely insane, all right. Yeah. Whatever you say, Rob. Rob. Eminem said it best. I am whatever you think I am. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever you say, brother. Word of advice. Those who can rattle your internal peace, they control you. So, eventually, you'll get to a point in your life where people can tell you that the sky is red, and you can look at them and say, yep, the sky is red. Yeah. Yeah. So guys, is there anybody in here that wants to chat about anything? We're going for about 77 minutes. I think we're going to reach the end now. Time to go do some work. What is this? Jan Kirby. Jan Kirby. I'm from the United States, brother. I'm from the South. Mm-hmm. Let's chat about how you look so fine still. Well, thank you for the compliment. Go to the gym, lift heavy weight, do sprints, do weighted pull-ups, stay strong. Try to lift heavy stuff 3 days a week and stretch. And don't drink and don't smoke. That's what I do. The difference between me and other people is I'm sober. So I face the world sober. I don't drink and smoke to numb the pain of the reality of a crazy world. So, because I'm constantly sober, I find that those who have to smoke or drink or do drugs to numb themselves, they're pretty weak in my eyes. And I don't mean that disrespectful, but it's hard to face the reality of the world, at least in my own. I lift weights. I lift weights so I can protect the people that I love. Put it that way. Yeah. Yep. I'm not a bodybuilder. I do martial arts. I box. I do jujitsu. I'm more trained to be prepared. Yeah. 6'4", 230 pounds, a lot of weighted push-ups, a lot of boxing. Like to strike, like to grapple, like to do stuff like that. Beer for breakfast. Sports coffee. Caffeine, electrolytes, and a protein shake. I'm always prepared to defend those who cannot defend themselves. Yeah. Where I came from, the way I grew up, I learned at an early age that it's a good idea to train to be able to defend yourself. Crystal meth in a can. Sure, it's coffee, brother. Coffee. Coffee is a neurotransmitter, just so you know. Husky Master, sing. I played piano for about an hour earlier. So I volunteered at a church, and we handed out a bunch of food for the homeless, and they gave me 9 packs of these. So I have like 70 of them. It's basically a little sugar, nothing much. It's 150 mgs, and most people don't like them, but I find they're okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My name is Coach Chris. Natalie Martinez, thank you. I appreciate it. I was playing piano earlier, right over there. Getting ready to go to the gym, trying to stay strong. It's not a bad idea to lift heavy weights. Royal Marine, what's your favorite type of food? My favorite type of food? I guess I like steak. Steak's probably my favorite. I eat a lot of steak and chicken, a lot of eggs. I love pasta, love Italian food. If you're going exotic, I'd have to say probably butter chicken masala, tikka masala. Shout out to all the haters. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you, Husky Master, Jimmy White, Dawn Thompson, Jan Kirby, Skeletor. Hit the highlights. Thank you, guys. That's all right, brother. Oh, okay. You know, I have German, Viking, and Irish heritage. So I do like a good bratwurst with red cabbage. So red cabbage, um, a seasoned red cabbage is really good, and a bratwurst. Yeah, yep. Actually, I have to say, if I was gonna eat like a good sausage bratwurst with red cabbage, that actually does hit the spot. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to my German friends. So, I'm from an Anglo-Saxon tribe, and that's kind of what this tattoo represents. It's got like the death, God, time, life. It has all of this in here too. So, that's kind of Nordic mythology. I mean, I cook a lot. So, for me, oh, stretch. Pop. I like to cook. I do like to cook. I like to cook a lot. How do you feel about the president telling Putin he can put onto our land in Alaska? I think that President Trump is the best man for the job at this time for our country. That's what I think. So, you know, I try to stay away from race, religion, and politics on this channel, but maybe you can get an idea of where I stand. I'll show you my office real quick. Race, religion, and politics, try to keep them off, but this is my office over here. I did serve in the Navy for 10 years, so that was some of my time in the Navy. Yeah, I'm sure that flag should tell you where I stand on my politics. But because most human beings cannot have a rational conversation without getting offended, try to leave those topics off the table. That's what I try to do. So. Uh-huh. You're very welcome, Peter. I did fight for my country. You mean this? The Declaration of Independence and the Constitution? Yeah. But, there you go. Nobody wins in war, people conquer. You conquer or you get conquered. That's the way the world works. If you believe we can all live together in harmony, then you're falling to a utopian idea of Marxism, and that's not how the world works. I wish people could get along. A lot of people can get along, but the issue is there's always people who seek too much power. And bad people seeking power and are smart will gain it. I don't know. There's so much propaganda. I have no idea what's going to happen with the politics with Trump and Putin. So. Oh, so this is a tattoo I got when I was in Japan. So it's called the Watergate. So this is a koi fish right here. Let's see. This is a yellow koi fish, and he is going away from the fight. Yellow, kind of representing fear and a coward. And this is a red koi fish being turned into a dragon. He's being rewarded into an eternal dragon. Why? Because he chose to go up the waterfall and fight. So it's a constant reminder that when things get really hard, no matter how bad they look, just keep fighting. Yeah, so you have choices in life. You can either run away as a coward, or you can go up the waterfall, and then you'll be rewarded into an eternal dragon. That is the Dragon Gate story in Japan. I thought it was a great story. So it inspired me to get that tattoo. Coming to you soon. All right. Just your quick daily reminder, guys. Nobody cares. Work harder. Right? Lao Tzu, good philosopher. If you like a flower, you pick it. If you love a flower, you water it. Knowing others is wisdom. Knowing yourself is enlightenment. You say I look like a cartoon character? Interesting. We're all our own cartoon characters. The weak fall by the wayside. That's true. That is true. Very true. The question is, that I always ask myself is this the end? What happens after death? There you go. Nice. You just said you just caught a huge bass on a live crawfish. Nice. Get that sucker ready to eat. Good morning, Camden James. Welcome back to the chat. Welcome back to the chat. Welcome back. Yeah. When you do the post, if you want to tag me, Camden, let me know and I'll like your video. Huge bass. There was a huge bass that Camden caught. I didn't really see it, but that was all. He said a huge big old bass. Oh shit, that W music. So no more gay, okay? Husky, it's 10:25. I play fun blues. Yep. I always think like if I was to play the blues, man. If you play the blues, you'd be like a guy with a guitar. You'd be like, yeah, man, it was you know what I'm saying, man? There you go. Yeah, I always think if someone was playing blues, that's what they would do. What is for dinner today? Probably grass-fed beef. Probably grass-fed beef and eggs. Slappy so good. Ah, yeah, boy. Kind of imagine that's what an old bluesy guy would sound like. Don't know any of that. No, I am not married. I got divorced earlier this year. Really sucked. So, now we're moving on to our next stage of life. So, yep, it is what it is. So, kind of lost my best friend earlier this year, but it is what it is. Like I say, guys, everyone you know is fighting a battle that you know nothing about. So one of the things I try to express to you guys is when it comes to these channels, you know, you don't want to be too nice in the world. You don't want people to take advantage of you, of course. But a little bit of love and kindness goes a long way. It really does. So that's one of the things I try to express to you guys on this channel. If you're young, you may not have figured it out yet. But some of the best business relationships I've had have simply come from me being humble and being nice. No. Definitely she was not a closet lesbian. Nope. Two people growing apart. That's what it was. So, do Rush E. Not really take too many song requests. Yep. Whatever you say, Rob. Whatever you say. Almost at 50 likes. If we get 52 likes, that will be a new personal best. I feel like I've heard of Chick Corea. iPhone. Cool. Yeah, the creatine short, I tell that to a lot of you guys. A lot of people don't realize creatine helps the brain power. Your brain runs mostly off phosphate and glucose. They take glucose molecules and phosphate molecules, and it makes sugar. It takes sugar and phosphate, and it makes ATP. So, yeah. Yes, it is. So, creatine's great for strength in the gym, which is good, but not just strength, but for your brain power. This is something I did on my last post, in case you guys don't know. I was an ACFL in the Navy for about 10 years. My job was to get people in shape, right? So, one of the things, I am an entrepreneur. Nathaniel. So one of the things that I came across my studies is obviously when you lift weights, everybody learns about creatine monohydrate. But what they don't realize is the benefits creatine has for the brain. So essentially, if you're doing stressful activity like weightlifting, or you're doing mentally stressful activities such as computer work or having to use your brain to kind of compute complicated tasks, right? Now, if you're also sleep deprived, if you're not getting enough sleep, creatine will help you in a sleep deprived state. And this will allow you to be more firing, like your brain will fire faster. You'll be able to do a lot of stuff. Like, for example, I play piano, I train people at the gym, I'm an entrepreneur, I cook, take care of a lot of stuff. I do a lot of things that most people can't keep up with. Not that I'm being arrogant, but most people can't keep up with my daily activity. So a lot of people that my friends, they'll be like, well, how do you do this or this? And I tell them, creatine monohydrate helps your brain fire. And every one of them that starts, it's crazy what it does, right? So yeah. Because knowledge is power, and you can't just take creatine like that. That's not how it works. So, yeah. So I try to get somewhere between 6 to 9 hours of sleep a day, especially when I'm training, when I'm trying to get stronger. The more you use your body, the more sleep you need. But that's not realistic. Some days I may only get 2 or 3 hours of sleep if I'm working with clients. So in a sleep deprived state, creatine will basically protect your brain from eating itself, right? Now, if you want to know how to use creatine, you can look at the post I did in my short. But I would recommend for most men and women, it'll help too. But I would say somewhere between 15 to 25 grams of creatine split into 5 dosages for 7 to 10 days. I recommend a loading phase. Get your body completely saturated so you can have more potential to make more phosphate. Because remember, ATP is adenine triphosphate. You need more phosphate to take the ABP to adenine biphosphate in order to make adenine triphosphate. Right? So, yeah. And I do like caffeine, but I like caffeine more because I like the way coffee tastes. I'm not really big on caffeine besides coffee. Right in the mitochondria. Yeah, adenosine. Yep. Guys, don't take my word for it. Go do the research. You know, here's a good one. Go look up Andrew Huberman, creatine for the brain. Yep. Adenosine triphosphate. Yep. Yeah, don't just take my word for it, but keep in mind when I train, I don't train to be a bodybuilder. That's silly to me. I train for function. I train to be able to sprint. I do hand-eye coordination. I do boxing. I still lift weights. I squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press. But I care about being a well-rounded athlete, not just building muscle to build muscle. For example, my workouts will be like, let's say I'll warm up and I'll do like weighted pull-ups. So I weigh 225, 230 pounds at 6'4", right? Decently lean, not super lean. But I might do like a set of weighted pull-ups for 5 to 8 reps, right? With 25 to 45 pound strap. Set of weighted pull-ups, then over to the bench for maybe 225 or so for like 5 reps, right? Then I may do overhead press. I'll do overhead press with like, I don't know, 155 to 185 for 5 reps. Now this is back to back to back. Then I'll probably do some version of a lower body plyo, right? So then after I do the squat jumps, then I'll go hit the treadmill or run 11 to 12 miles per hour, 11 to 12 mph. I'll sprint for 30 to 45 seconds. Right, so yeah. So I like to do more circuit trials. So I'm kind of strong, fast, and have endurance. I don't just want to be big and not have conditioning. I don't just want to be conditioned but not have size. So I try to do all of it, right? That's how I train. Yeah, so Nathaniel, I would say if your body is degrading like that, I would still try to do squats and deadlifts and benches, but try to do full body movements with lighter weight to train your tendons to become stronger, right? Um, yeah, so it's not necessarily like remember, sometimes you do power movements. Sometimes you want to go fast, but then sometimes you want to do lighter movements for deeper ranges of motion because sometimes you want to train your ligaments. So much about being an athlete is about your ligaments and also training your feet. Spread your toes out, do stuff barefooted, hang from a pull up bar. Just to be able to, like, you know how many men can't hang from a pull up bar for a minute? Most people can't even hang from a pull-up bar. You know, if you're benching 400 pounds, but you can't hang from a pull-up bar, you can't hang from a pull-up bar with one arm, right? You got to think, your body is not strong. You may be strong in one range of motion, but the body works in different planes. It works vertical, horizontal, and rotational. And if you want to be an athlete, you need to be able to move in all ranges of motion. You need to be able to do that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I said, you do whatever you want. I'm not in control of your life, but I can promise you this: you only get one body. It's not a bad idea to take care of it. Yeah, so the reason you're extremely sore is because you're either training really hard or you're not eating enough, you know? Oh, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna eat burgers and stuff, make them homemade. Yeah, don't go to McDonald's and do all that, guys. You'll see. That will catch up to you eventually. It's not even, I mean, if you have to eat fast food, do it. But what I do is I go to farmers markets like this. See, these are fresh eggs from a local farm. So I get 60 eggs for $15. See these? Go to your local farmers market. Go to your local butchers. Support the local farmers and buy from them. I get all these fresh organic cuts of meat and stuff, and I pay 50% of the store, and I actually support the local farmers. So, call me crazy, but supporting the local farmers is always a good idea. And I guess while we're on the stream, what is going on here? Oh, there we go. I guess it's time to cook some food now. Oh yeah. What on earth? Yep, there we go. Cool. Yo. Yeah, so I would give the advice for this. I would say eat from your local farmers, eat as much whole food as you can, and get stronger. The stronger you get and the more whole food you eat, the better you will feel. Simple as that. Well, my channel discusses a few different things. It discusses how to become the best version of yourself. So some of it's music, some of it's business advice. One of the first businesses I did was I was a personal trainer. So, yeah, it's just stuff that I know about, you know. We all have our different strengths and weaknesses. So, I'm gonna eat a little bit. I am taking a poop. I hope it's a good poop. I hope it's a poop for the ages. All right. Now we're going to cook some eggs. I'm telling you guys, stream name fits. Yep. So, like I said, these are eggs, right? Just normal eggs, but they're organic. Why are they organic? Because they come from a farm. They come from a farm, right? Local farm, support your local farmers. You'll be amazed at how good a shape you can get in just eating eggs, man. People make nutrition so complicated. Eat eggs, dude. I'm telling you. Eat eggs, get stronger. Eat eggs and get stronger at the gym, and don't train every day. You should do something physical every day. But I think too many people train too often in the gym and they don't give their body enough time to rest. If you're going to the gym every day, I promise you, you're not training hard. If you're lifting weights every day, you're not. You're just not. And let me tell you why I say that. Let's say I say go out to track and field. There you go. Let's say I say go out to a track and I say go run a mile as fast as you can. Like, go run a mile as fast as you can. If you go run, or run a mile or run a lap, 100% effort. If you do that, and then you rest 5 minutes and you do it again, you're not going to be able to get the same time. What I'm getting at is, if you want your body to get stronger, right, and change, you can go and do all this pump work. But if you're not getting stronger in the gym, I don't think the body's going to respond. It's a different energy system. So what I do is I recommend my clients do an upper-lower split or a full body workout. So upper body, day 1, upper body, day 2, lower body, day 3, rest. Or full body rest, full body rest. Train like an athlete, not a bodybuilder. That's my advice. Right. Call it what you want, but most people are training every day, right? And they don't get stronger, right? Well, if you're struggling to eat enough, you need more fat. Peanut butter, eggs, avocado. Yep. And when it comes to your training, if you're struggling to get bigger, stop going to the gym every day. Right? Instead of going to the gym every day, go every other day and focus on getting stronger. Like, do weighted pull-ups. Like, once you can do 10 pull-ups, put weight to your back And don't do that super slow and controlled bullshit. Be explosive. Like, boom, boom. Work on moving faster, lightweight faster. Yes, sometimes go slow and controlled, but real athletes train explosively and powerful. That's what real athletes do. Okay, yeah, so if you're training 3 days a week, then that's good. Now, if you find that you're training 3 days a week and you want to do some volume, there's nothing wrong with doing volume from time to time. But the biggest thing is, when you're in the gym, are you getting stronger? Like, seriously, are you getting stronger? And I mean that, like how do you know you're getting stronger? Like, are you lifting more weight? So I'm going to eat that and this whole pack of chicken sausage, right? So here's what I think. The time under tension, here's the thing. Time under tension is a real thing. But the issue is time under tension is not the end all be all. Time under tension will put stress on the muscle. But time under tension, I think, is a tool to be used after you've done the heavy weight. So like, time under tension will give you some separation and delineation, but if you want to be big and strong like an athlete, you don't need a lot of time under tension. Because let's say you have a weight and you push it above your head, like a push press. Boom. You're getting tension because the weight is so heavy. The tension is coming from less overall time, but more quality time. Like if you're sitting there taking a 20-pound dumbbell and you're doing this slow and controlled shit, and someone else gets to where they can use some momentum and actually contract, you do need to contract. So if you're doing a curl and you just do this and you don't contract, there's something there. But I find time under tension to be a good finisher, but the primary goal of lifting weights is to get stronger. Trust me, guys, I was super skinny when I was younger. And once I started doing compound movements and being explosive, but remember, you got to know how to tighten, like squeeze your core. You got to know how to do compound movements correctly. So you use them all, but I think most people use too much time under tension and they don't focus on strength training. So I guess in conclusion, use both. But phase them out. Like take a few weeks to where you get stronger. Then take a few weeks where you maybe lift time under tension. But if all you do is time under tension, but you're not getting stronger, you're not going to have the best physique you could. I know this for a fact, at least with my body. For example, who do you think is going to have a better physique at the end of the year? The guy taking curls and doing this with time under tension, or the guy doing weighted pull-ups to where now he can do 10 pull-ups, or he can do 5 pull-ups with 200 pounds strapped to his waist. I guarantee you, if you can only do a few pull-ups and you get in 1 year to where you go from this to doing 5 pull-ups with 100 pounds strapped to your waist, your body will look a lot different. You may not just have arms, you're gonna have arms, shoulders, delts. Remember, it's the theory of radiation. The theory of radiation. The harder you squeeze during a pull-up, the more bicep activation you're going to get. So that's kind of my whole standpoint. Now, once you build a bunch of muscle, yeah, do some time under tension. But don't do all that time under tension stuff until you have a certain level of strength. The only time... Yeah, see, Mr. Green, exactly. See, he says, or just get a construction job and work out all day. Hey, that's fair. Yo, what's up? Good morning, Wesson. Welcome back. See, I agree with Mr. Green. You see, a construction worker does full body movements and moves around all day. A farmer moves around all day. And then you see construction workers who also go to the gym. They're always so strong and they're thick, right? So my biggest thing is like use full body movements for everything that you do. Everything that you do should be a full body movement. And if you train really hard, like you exhaust yourself to the limit, you can't train every day, right? Right? And then that comes to the food too. Most construction workers eat a shit ton of sandwiches and drink a bunch of beer, so they get a bunch of calories. Guys, it's very simple, okay? I cannot make this any more simple, okay? If you want to get bigger, get stronger in full body movements, right? Eat a bunch of food. Now, if you want to get leaner, add sprints. Yeah, if you, and the thing is, you can train every day, full body, and you can make progress. Your body will adapt to it. But if you want to get the biggest possible, I have found that your body, like if you do a construction job, you're working all day, your body gets used to that, right? If you're going to train heavy with heavy weights, the harder and more intense that you train, the more rest that you need to recover. So the stronger that you get, the more rest that you need. So there's power training, there's power training, there's hypertrophy, then there's strength and conditioning. So, yeah, and like this is my breakfast, right? My breakfast is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chicken sausages and 6 eggs, right? That's my breakfast. This is what I eat before I go to the gym. I had a smoothie earlier and some coffee, but that's what I eat. So you don't need all these. And then I'll probably eat some raisins before I go to the gym. I like to have raisins before I train. You got to remember, guys, too, I had surgery and lost a bunch of weight. So, you know, when I want to build muscle, I get stronger. Simple as that. Get stronger and watch your body. And, yeah, get stronger. Write numbers down. Get stronger in certain ranges of motion. Stretch, mobility, do cardio. All right, don't just go to the gym to build a bunch of useless muscle, dude. What does this mean? Jail food? Don't know what that means. I don't think gel food is organically free-range eggs from a local farmer and chicken sausage. Guys, you'll be amazed at what the human body can do. And you don't need a good pump to get a good workout. Get stronger, guys. Get stronger. Just get stronger. If you're training hard after you warm up, 30, 45 minutes, you can get a good workout in there. If you're training for 2 or 3 hours in the gym, you're not training hard. You're doing, not from a building size. Like you can condition and you can condition your body to move. A lot of it's going to be based on your genetics. Everybody knows that. But breaking your body down and letting it build is, what is this? If this is gel, don't turn me loose. I mean, I'm telling you, it all comes down to what did you do your last workout? Like, I know so many people who go into the gym and they don't even know what they did in their last workout. They're just in there to move around. Guys, your body needs a reason to adapt. All I'm saying is this. If you're using 50-pound dumbbells to do sets of 10, you need to be getting to 60-pound dumbbells for sets of 10, 70-pound dumbbells for sets of 10, 80-pound dumbbells for sets of 10. Get stronger. That's it. Every time you go into the gym, get stronger. Now, once you get a certain level of strength, right, once you get a certain level of strength, yeah, you can back up and do that slow and controlled stuff. But guys, most of the time, the people that do all that slow and controlled time under tension bullshit, a lot of them are on steroids, okay? Let's be real. And a lot of them aren't very big. Now, if you want to be shredded, lean, down, diced to the bone, diet, stay small, show off your abs, and that's cool. But if you want to be an athlete and be strong, train like an athlete, right? Sprints, pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, do hard stuff and then eat, right? Simple as that, right? Don't just be someone who can, if you're a guy who can go into the gym and just bench press a lot of weight, but you can't do pull-ups, you can't like do walking lunges, you can't go sprint, but you can bench press all this weight. I mean, that's okay if that's what you want to do, but for me, that's just really odd. Be strong, be flexible, be fast, be dangerous, you know? You know, don't just build a bunch of inflated muscle. Like I know some guys at the gym who they're shredded, they got all these veins, and you say go hop on the pull-up bar, and they can barely do one pull-up. And I go over there and I pop out 20 pull-ups, and I weigh 20 pounds more to them. So I'm taller, I'm bigger, right? And I can do more functional movements. And then we go lift weights, and yeah, they may be stronger than me in some movements, but if you take them out of the flat bench and you put them like in the real world, if all you do is do this, but you can't turn, you can't move, you're useless in the real world. Like, yeah, do your bench, do your squat, do your deadlift, but also train to physically be able to do stuff. Like let me show you over here, right? Get one of these. This is one of my home gym pieces of equipment, right? Get you one of these and get you a weighted vest. Like this, like a tactical wolf. So get you a tactical wolf vest like this that has weight in it. Throw this on and then start doing push-ups and pull-ups with extra weight. You know what I'm saying? Right? Get stronger. What's up, Wesson? Like, get on the pull-up bar with these, put on a weighted vest, and get to where you can do pull-ups explosively, right? Explosive pull-ups with more weight. Train to be stronger than your body weight. So if you weigh X amount of pounds, train on getting stronger than your body weight and then put on size without losing that relative strength. That's the key, relative strength. How much do you weigh and how much weight can you move, right? That's going to create the most athletic physique. Calisthenics is great. Calisthenics is limiting if you don't know how to progressively overload. But if you do it right, push-ups and pull-ups are great. But once you can do regular push-ups, then do Hindu push-ups, then do pike push-ups. Once you can do regular pull-ups, lift your feet into an L, bend your knees all the way up. Put a weighted vest on. Get a book bag with 30 pounds. Stick it in your book bag. Like, calisthenics are great because you're moving your body through space. There's a difference between kinetic strength, right? Kinetic strength is movement, how you can move. You want your body to function at its best, kinetic strength, right? You want to be an athlete, you got to be able to move. You can't just be strong, you got to be strong and move. Why do you think many of the world's strongest men, like Brian Shaw and Thor Bjornsson, why do you think they can't play in the NFL? It's not because they're not strong. They have good cardio for someone their size, but they can't move. Like, not like you need to be an athlete. So work on your strength. Yo, what's up, Wesson? Wesson, thanks for stopping in, brother. We'll see you next time. Pablo, yeah. Guys, train to be an athlete, right? Train to be an athlete. right? Train to be an athlete, eat carbs, eat whole food, get stronger. Get stronger, right? Don't train to exhaust yourself with all that bullshit volume. What is this? Sure, like the Super Saiyan, you want to be strong and be able to move. And I actually think that don't do all that bull crap where people do all the volume and do all the volume. Get stronger, guys. The stronger that you get, the lighter you will feel. So if you're getting stronger, but your body feels heavier, then you're not training like an athlete. Lift weights, put it this way. Lift weights, all right, that's good. Think about this. Lift weights heavy, 6 to 8 reps. Then use your body weight as high reps. Use the weights, think about this. Use the weight to get stronger. Learn how to use momentum. Lift explosively, right? Then use your body weight, high hone 3. Then use your body weight for the high repetitions. For example, get to where you can row, heavy weight, overhead press, heavy weight, squat, heavy weight, lunge, heavy weight. Do full body workouts or upper body, lower body. Train like a football player. Train like an athlete. All right. I'm doing good, brother. Just sticking some workout information on here. So my breakfast is basically a bunch of eggs and sausage. And I have these Quest protein muffins for my carbs. All right. I will be right back, guys. I have got to use the restroom. Okay. And then we can talk about this as I eat. But yeah, so breakfast is eggs, sausage, and as you can see, I'm not the biggest guy, right? Look, I'm a natural athlete. I'm 6'4", 230 pounds. Nothing crazy, I got legs. But you see this? Earlier this year, I could not even squat because I hurt my back. So what I'm getting at is, this is I train as a everyday average dude who's usually bigger and stronger than most people around me, right? So you see how I'm wide in the back, right? Wide, narrow waist. What I'm getting at is I train like an athlete. Yeah, I'm not a bodybuilder. I go to a gym where people use steroids. I know what steroid users look like, right? Nah, man, I got like 400 of these Quest muffins. I got them from a church. I basically look at them as sugar. But I promise you this, okay? Train like an athlete. Sprints, weighted pull-ups. You said, I fell in love with your body? Well, good, man. I'm also almost 40 years old, guys. I'm almost 40 years old. And we're almost back. Here we go.
All right. All right. Yeah. So yeah, train like an athlete, guys. Don't train like these bodybuilders, dude. Look, don't just swell your muscles up to get a pump. I'm not trying to be the biggest. I'm trying to have the most athletic. I'm trying to be strong, fast, and powerful. All right. I'm telling you, man. I don't like the big, fluffy, just fat bodies that are just strong and can't move. I don't want to look like that, you know. But that's me. Thanks, Janet. Also, I find that in real life, I don't know, I see a lot of guys who seem really big, but they're really not that strong. You know what I mean? And the guys that are really strong can't run. So, sprints. Do sprints every day. Not every day, but a few times a week do sprints. Trust me on that. Braxton Booker, thank you. So, look, get stronger. Lift explosively. Your body's ability to move fast is directly correlated with your brain and your nervous system. Right? Heavy deadlifts, weighted pull-ups, heavy presses. Well, no, there's a difference between gym muscle and actual athletic muscle, because you also got to remember most people don't train their tendons. For example, if I want to lift powerfully, like on a bench press, I'll do this. So I'm going to move fast. But if I want to train my shoulders and my tendons to be stronger, I'm going to lift slow, get a big stretch, and then control. They all have their purpose, but what blows my mind, guys, look at sprinters. Look at animals in the wild. The faster you can move your body through space, force equals mass times acceleration. Mike Tyson, Herschel Walker, they don't do slow and controlled push-ups. They go bah, 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 fast, fast, fast. I've never played Call of Duty. I've never played Call of Duty in my life. So, probably not me. But, train like an athlete, guys. Move fast, move heavy weight, move explosively. Boom, boom. If you just want muscles that look good, do slow and controlled and do all that. But I'm telling you, train explosively and contract the muscle. Use your core. All right? So. See this right here? Nope. Chicken sausage, eggs, and then what I like to do before I go to the gym, I like to drink some apple juice or some raisins, right? Get you a pack of raisins or some apple juice and sip on the sugar while you train. It's good to have sugar when you train. What's BMT? Is that basic military training? Is that what BMT is? Is that basic military training? Is that what y'all are calling it these days? I thought it was just boot camp. What's BMT, brother? Oh, okay. Yeah, so boot camp. There you go. You're scared? Listen, zombie. It's okay to be scared, right? It's okay to have emotions of fear, but don't let it conquer you. Take the fear and just do it. You'll be fine. Well, you'll come out of there stronger than you left. Yeah, hopefully you're prepared, but listen, pretty simple. You're going to have lots of food, right? Mentally prepare yourself that they're going to try to break you down and rebuild you. Nothing that they say in boot camp, right? He says, I'm 40, 5'10", 230. Ooh, that's a big boy. I totally agree with you. Been in arm wrestling for the last 4 years. Okay, sweet, that's up. Devin Larrett. Hopefully Brian Shaw can beat that big Georgian, Levon. Hopefully going for the first year in the state of Florida for my weight class. Yeah, Peter, I would say, arm wrestling is specific. So if you're just training for arm wrestling, there's an entire specific training for that. But I do know they wrap the straps and they do a lot of this movement and a lot of twisting and torquing. But Devin Larrett and Brian Shaw have a lot of good information online for that. But good luck, Peter. Good luck, man. Good luck, Peter, with that. Post some clips as you do it, man, and keep me up to date on here. I'll try to like the videos if I can. Sleep token. Everybody keeps saying sleep token and piano. Yeah, so here's what you do. So Nathaniel. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. We all know Devin gets stem cells, and when he gets gassed up for contest, that's okay. I say let them all gas to the gills and may the strongest man win. I love watching those arm wrestling, dude. Those guys are some freaky athletes in what they do. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, Nathaniel, as far as tendon and ligament strength, what I recommend is this. Take lighter weight and go through deeper ranges of motion. And if pain is here, go here. And then learn to do stuff like the Astagrat, the ATG split squat, where you hold 2 dumbbells. That's for your hip flexors. Use rubber bands to get your shoulders. And lighter weight, faster. Like if you have a band, so pop, 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 pop. Lighter weight, faster, in combination with other workouts where you're doing heavier weight, more explosive. Don't do too much static stretching, right? Will do, Aaron. Will do. My brother, he's in his own world. I don't really see him too much these days. He's trying to become a pilot. He's married. He's doing all this stuff. But next time I see him, tell you, no ghost Clay Whitehead. Have a glass of milk blended with oats. Oh yeah, that's not a bad one. I still like these protein muffins because I got a lot of protein muffins. Got them from a church. Milk doesn't bother me. When I drink a lot of milk, I get bigger and stronger. But sometimes I feel like if I drink too much milk, it makes me feel sluggish. So the biggest thing is when you want to get stronger and bigger, eating before and after you train. Yep, I'm actually about to leave myself and I only got a little bit of time. So I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for your time. We've been going on for over 2 hours. I'm at my thing. All right, guys. Love you.